Elon Musk has once again spoken in favor of paper ballots over machines in US presidential elections. In response to a question during a town hall event in Pennsylvania, where he appeared in a rally with Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump, the CEO of Tesla said the last thing he would do as a technologist is to trust a computer program, and it is too easy to hack, unlike paper ballots.
In my view, we should only do paper ballots hand-counted. That's it. I mean, I'm a technologist. I know a lot about computers, and I'm like, the last thing I would do is trust a computer program. Because it's just too easy to hack. It's too easy to add just one line. And it's really difficult to hack paper ballots. So, you know, in-person voting with proof of, with ID, which, by the way, every country has. I mean, like almost every country that has democratic elections requires in-person voting with voter ID. This is weird. It's super weird to not have that. I think that's the only way to effectively address fraud.
Now, this is not the first time Elon Musk has spoken against using technology in elections. Days after the Lok Sabha elections, he had first called for eliminating electronic voting machines in US, saying that the risk of these being hacked by humans or artificial intelligence, while small, is still too high. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, former Union Minister for Information Technology, had then called the concerns expressed by Mr. Musk unfounded and explained why his concerns do not apply to India.
So while I respect Elon Musk and what he has achieved, I think he is factually incorrect by saying anything can be hacked, anything electronic can be hacked. A calculator cannot be hacked. An electronic toaster cannot be hacked. The Indian EVM does not lend itself to being hacked because it is precisely a very limited intelligence device. It is a device that only counts the votes and stores the count. It is not a sophisticated machine that Elon Musk is thinking of that can be hacked, and therefore he is factually wrong.
And as expected, opposition in India this time too latched on to Musk's comments to accelerate their anti-EVM campaign. Congress, which is in a heated showdown with Election Commission over Haryana Assembly election results, has jumped to cite these comments as validation, supported by its allies.
Elon Musk इलेक्ट्रॉनिक दुनिया के, कंप्यूटर की दुनिया के एक बहुत बड़ी अथॉरिटी, बहुत बड़े व्यापारी, बहुत बड़े निर्माता है। उन्हें बेहतर मालूम है कि कैसे किसी चीज का दुरुपयोग कंप्यूटर में किया जा सकता है। ये उनके विचार हैं कि सुरक्षित नहीं है ईवीएम, तो उस विचार को कई कोने से आवाज उठती रही। उनके अपने विचार हैं और उनके विचार एक विशेषज्ञ के विचार हैं, उसको यूं नहीं नकारा जा सकता।
अगर एलन मस्क कह रहे हैं आज कौन से देश में ईवीएम है, अमेरिका में नहीं है, यूरोप में नहीं है, जापान में नहीं है, 2-3 अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज में है ईवीएम और अपने देश में है।
बराबर है, क्योंकि लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था में लोगों के जो मत का अधिकार होता है उसमें क्लियरिटी होना चाहिए। हमारी जो संवैधानिक अधिकार है और हमारा जो स्वतंत्र, हमारी आज़ादी की जो हमारे पास अधिकार है, वो हमारी क्लियरिटी होना चाहिए। ईवीएम मशीन में वो क्लियरिटी नहीं आ रही है और क्लियरिटी नहीं आने की वजह से लोगों में संभ्रम है और ये संभ्रम दूर करने के लिए बैलेट से वोटिंग होना चाहिए। ये मांग तो कई, ये सिर्फ कांग्रेस पार्टी करती है, ऐसी नहीं, देश की जनता भी करती है।
Meanwhile, the BJP has condemned remarks from INDI bloc leaders. Listen into how the BJP responded.
कर्नाटक का रिजल्ट आया 224 में 135 कांग्रेस को मिला, तब ईवीएम का प्रश्न नहीं उठाया। तेलंगाना में कांग्रेस सरकार आया तब ईवीएम का प्रश्न नहीं उठाया। लोकसभा का रिजल्ट आया तब ईवीएम का प्रश्न नहीं उठाया। किधर बीजेपी का सरकार होती है, चुनाव आता है, बीजेपी का सरकार होता है, तब ईवीएम का प्रश्न उठती है। आपका सरकार 10 साल था यूपीए, क्यों नहीं हटाया आप? बाहर देश में जाके आप बोलते हैं भारत सही नहीं है, भारत गरीबी है। किसके बारे में बोल रहे हैं आप? बाहर देश वाले आके भारत को ठीक करेगा क्या?
The Congress party is acting like a sour loser. Rather than criticizing the EVM, the Congress party should remember when in 2017 the Election Commission invited all the opposition parties, including the Congress party, to hack the EVM. Not a single opposition party could be successful. If the Congress party believes that the EVMs can be hacked, then the Congress party should resign from Telangana and Karnataka, where they formed the government using EVM. All of this only points to one thing, that the Congress party has zero respect for Indian democracy.
ईवीएम तो बहाना है, राहुल गांधी को बचाना है, हार के लिए एक्सक्यूज बनाकर रखवाना है। जो पोस्ट पोल एक्सक्यूज दे रहे थे हरियाणा में कि ईवीएम खराब थे, ईवीएम ठीक नहीं थे, ईवीएम की बैटरी ठीक नहीं थी, इसीलिए हम हार गए, अब वो प्री पोल एक्सक्यूज महाराष्ट्र और झारखंड के लिए बना रहे हैं। प्रिया श्रीनेत जी वो ईवीएम की तुलना कंप्यूटर से कर रही हैं। अब उनको पता नहीं कि ईवीएम कोई कंप्यूटर तो होता नहीं है। ईवीएम के बारे में बार बार बताया गया कि ये स्टैंड अलोन मशीन है, ये कोई नेटवर्क से जुड़ा हुआ नहीं है। एंड सुप्रिया श्रीनेत को अपना साइंटिफिक ज्ञान, कंप्यूटर नॉलेज और बाकी चीजों का ज्ञान, टेक्निकल ज्ञान अपने पास ही रखना चाहिए।
All right, let's open this up. Let's go across to our guests. We're joined by Mr. R. Rajagopalan, senior journalist, and we have Dr. Nikul Patel, leader of the Congress. Good evening to both of you. Dr. Nikul Patel, Bharatiya Janata Party is saying then how come the Congress party won the elections in the state of Telangana and Karnataka?
See, firstly, I would like to say that whenever any allegations are being made, it will be having some reasons, and that is why VVPAT, where voters verifying audit paper trail, has been introduced by Election Commission for voting. Now, I'd like to quote, we are not here to criticize anything, but whenever there is something like people are feeling, then the trust of that vote has to be reflected back to the people of the country, and that is the only demand. I would like to quote one conference on computer and communication securities conference where paper was published by Net India Private Limited, Hyderabad and University of Michigan, security analysis of Indians' electronic voting machine. If you read the concluding line, we demonstrate 2 attacks implemented using custom hardware which could be carried out by dishonest election insider. We conclude that despite the machines are simplicity and minimal software trusted computing base, they are vulnerable to serious attacks that can be custom hardwares. See, this is not my words. These are the research that has been done by some renowned company.
Dr. Nikul Patel, if that is the case, then why is it okay? If that is the case, then why didn't people who can hack EVM and turn the results in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party, as is your allegation, do so during Telangana and Karnataka? That is something that is difficult to understand.
Again, I am telling that I am not criticizing any results. It's a matter of vote, that trust that people of country are
okay, you're saying there's trust deficit, but when you say people of the country, I think you should be more precise and say that trust deficit is only within the opposition. Trust deficit, okay, but the trust deficit at the moment is with the opposition, sir. Let me bring in Rajagopalan ji. Okay, take a counter now. Mr. Rajagopalan, Dr. Nikul Patel is saying whenever such allegations are leveled or issues are raised, there are always reasons behind them. What are the reasons according to you? The reason that the Congress party is losing, or that the INDI bloc is losing, or is the reason that EVMs actually are hackable?
EVM is not hackable. Even last week, when Mr. Ravi Kumar, they said there is no question of leakage or pilferage or even hacking. Apart from that, Swati, Congress is believing George Soros and Elon Musk, not Indian leaders, not Indian scientists. Even Mr. Nikul Patel put Michigan, some scientists. So there are people in
India Private Limited, Hyderabad, sir. It is not Michigan, it's a Hyderabad-based company. You don't go to US. It's a part of researcher. It's a Hyderabad company doing research. Our Indian company.
Why he is not going to the election commission and say that? Why he is telling
that article is published. So that is what I am quoting.
Party, you must control him. I have not spoken when he was addressing. You must keep the.
Rajagopalan ji respond. Let him respond first, sir. Let him finish what he is saying. Let him finish what he is saying. I'll come back to you.
Therefore, Congress depends on this Hyderabad one. The same Hyderabad company should go to the election commission. Swati, 18 cases were there in Supreme Court. 20 times Parliament discussed it. And despite that, if opposition wants to know that the EVM can be hackable, they should go to America or some other country and contest elections, not in India. Because Congress politically, they lost the plot from the Indian politicians, Indian polity. And second thing, they are starting to blame everything, Election Commission, Supreme Court, UPSC, even computer.
All right. Okay, now let's take our viewers through the basic difference between the EVMs that are manufactured by US in US and the ones that are manufactured here in India. Stay on with us, Mr. Patel and Mr. Rajagopalan. About 90% of all the voting machines in the US are made by 3 companies, including Dominion Voting, which manufactured the machines for Puerto Rico elections. And here is the difference between those EVMs and the ones that are used in Indian elections. Let me take you through the data here. Now, speaking about the Puerto Rican EVM, this is the basic difference. It was produced by a private company in US and it uses generic chip reprogrammed every election. So it uses a generic chip which is reprogrammed every election. The chip is likely to malfunction given multiple use. So there is a scope for technical problem there. Problems are attributed to software issues. Because it uses a chip, all of these issues arise. Errors stemmed from digital files used to export results. We're talking about the Puerto Rican EVMs. Now we're talking about Indian EVMs now, and this is how we will be able to understand the difference between both of them. As far as the Indian EVM is concerned, it is produced by a public sector undertaking, not by any private company. Uses one-time programmable masked chip that cannot be overwritten. Safety mode renders it inoperable when tampering detected. So it is inoperable in case tampering is detected. Then it does not use any operating system at all, and that's the reason why many are saying it's not hackable. It cannot be connected to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So how will one be able to break into the system? How would one be able to hack them? Let's go back to our guest. Let's go to Mr. Nikul Patel. Nikul Patel ji, this is the basic difference that I just pointed out on the big screen between the ones that were used in Puerto Rico and they were made by a private company. It uses a chip which is reprogrammed. Now, talking about the Indian EVM and taking you through the important points there, it uses a one-time programmable mask chip. It cannot be overwritten, and in case there is some tampering, then it becomes inoperable. Now, given all these facts in public domain, would we continue to say that the EVMs are hackable?
See, again, I would like to say, EVM having its own standard, then why VVPATs are being introduced by Election Commission? What was the reason?
Okay.
Voters verifying audit paper trail to build that trust between the voter and the vote that he had incorporated into the EVM.
Right.
Now, that is the point where it is objectionable, right? We are objecting that. We are not objecting the authenticity or the manufacturer or the results of EVM, right? Now, secondly, whenever it comes to the results, we have seen many times. I would like to quote one example of Dholka, where a Congress candidate went to the High Court and then he won after 2.5 years in the court. Government went to Supreme Court. The term of that particular MLA was completed and that particular candidate was not able to even get the 1 month term. So many issues are found when some issues are there.
No, one second, you're saying that you're just criticizing. If you're not doubting the individuals who manufacture, if you're not doubting the results also, then what is the objection really?
The responsibility of Election Commission. Won't it is the responsibility of Election Commission to clarify everything whenever a candidate...
Mr. That they do before every election. That they do before every election, sir. Just like how after every election there are aspersions cast on the EVM, just like that the Election Commission also before every election in its press conference also and otherwise also issues this...
We are discussing Indian
issues this statement, addresses this issue. Let me go across Mr. Rajagopalan. So Dr. Nikul Patel is saying we are just criticizing, it's not like we are doubting the results or even the manufacturing of the EVM. And if there are genuine concerns, Mr. Rajagopalan, what is the harm? What is the harm in addressing them and what is the harm in clarifying it?
Already, how many times you want the clarification, Swati? 1,008 times? Does the Congress want this type of 108 times? Every election commission, every election commissioner has been criticizing this type of... And moreover, Swati, the Congress went to the extent of saying they want that battery, 90%, 80%. If the battery is changed during the winter, BJP will win. If the battery is put 45, Congress will win. This is another one, Jairam Ramesh and Pawan Khera, which they have the master over Elon Musk and George Soros. They are proposing a new theory. So therefore, Congress is changing the goalposts. They want to go to Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court also give them a nose cut. Congress has lost the game, Swati. They cannot understand that Narendra Modi is winning because of the social welfare programs for the Garibi Hatao. Congress wants to make 2G, CWG scam. Okay. Congress is a fraud company.
Okay. All right. Stay on with us, Mr. Rajagopalan. I'll take a counter and a response from Dr. Patel. I'm just leaving to a very short break, but after the break, since you were saying why is the Election Commission not clarifying, Dr. Patel, we'll play out that reaction from the CEC. Even when the Maharashtra dates, Jharkhand dates were announced, what did the CEC say about the EVMs? We'll play that out after a short break.
In association with Borosil Glass Lunch Boxes, खाने को बनाए खास.
Viewers, you deserve more. Let's go beyond who said what. Let's ask tough questions. Let's push the boundaries, making sense of past, present and the future. Debates that result in new ideas. Discourse that informs and inspires. Watch me, Pranesh Kumar Roy, on your show, India Upfront.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Co-powered by Riva University, a social impact multidisciplinary university.
Co-powered by Java 42, the answer.
Higher, more creation, more possibilities.
Heart on fire, I desire thunder, thunder riding. Thunder riding, wild and free, born to ride my destiny. The Harley Davidson X440. Find your freedom.
वो मिस्टर विकास की फाइल आप पॉलिसी बाजार. मैम, आपका हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस क्लेम अप्रूव हो गया है. अब आप सर को घर ले जा सकती हैं.
क्लेम के टाइम पे हमेशा आपकी हेल्प को तैयार. पॉलिसी बाजार. 1 करोड़ का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 390 रुपए महीने से शुरू.
Feels like home.
Dulux Velvet Touch with True Color Technology. Feels like home.
Dulux.
Lights!
The all-new Jupiter is more than more. Style more. More. Space more. More. Storage too is even more. All alerts, navigation and some more. Mileage is much more. The all-new Jupiter is more than more.
पेश है ऑल न्यू TVS Jupiter. इंडिया का नया
ज्यादा इकुआ अधिकम बेशी शास्ता अधिका वधु बेसी.
इस गुस्ताखी की सजा सिर्फ मौत है.
चाचा, राजा साहब, आपकी गाड़ी इंश्योरेंस रिन्यूअल के लिए एजेंट 10 बार फोन कर चुका है.
एक बार प्राइस कुछ बताता होगा, दूसरी बार कुछ और फिर भी कोई क्लैरिटी नहीं.
एग्जैक्टली.
इसलिए खुद से रिन्यू करो. नो झंझट, नो कंफ्यूजन और सही प्राइस.
एको
एग्जैक्टली.
गद्दी पे तो आपको होना चाहिए.
कार इंश्योरेंस हो लेना तो एको चेक कर लेना.
Mama must be missing us, na?
Let's take you for a spin, give me one day. Feel the itch under my skin, it's a run day. You believe it when you see me and done, hey. Where does it matter? Just gotta get going.
New GT line, Taigun and Virtus. Volkswagen.
Let's now tell you how the Election Commission has been addressing this issue. Even on the day of announcing dates for Maharashtra and Jharkhand polls, CEC explained why the polling machines are tamper-proof.
जब पेजर से उड़ा देते हैं तो ईवीएम को कैसे हैक नहीं कर सकते, ये भी पूछते हैं। अरे भाई पेजर कनेक्टेड होता है, ईवीएम कनेक्टेड नहीं होती। फर्स्ट लेवल चेकिंग, रैंडमाइजेशन, सेकंड रैंडमाइजेशन, स्टोरेज में रखना, स्टोरेज से बाहर निकालना, कमीशनिंग करना, कमीशनिंग के बाद वापस स्टोरेज में रखना, फिर उसको पोलिंग डिस्पर्सल के दिन ले जाना, फिर उसको बूथ पे पहुंचाना, बूथ पे पूरा दिन वोटिंग कराना, फिर सील करना, फिर वापस स्टोरेज में रखना, फिर काउंटिंग के दिन निकालना, फिर पूरे दिन दिखाना। इसमें हर समय पर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी या उस कैंडिडेट या उसका एजेंट मौजूद रहते हैं।
Let's go back to our guest. Dr. Patel, do you want to respond?
If Election Commission is doing all these things, we would request one more thing. Whatever VVPAT paper trails are coming out, the counting of all the voting machines must be done physically. And Election Commission is denying because they are having the denial of time duration. The time required to count all the physical vote is too much, and that is why they are telling we'll only randomizely selecting some 5 VVPATs out of 250 booths that are in one particular Vidhan Sabha. And we are continuously demanding that so that the physical verification of your electronic voting counts and the paper trail is being to be verified.
So,
that
Dr.
is the demand of Congress.
Okay, Dr. Patel is saying, Mr. Rajgopalan, that the Election Commission should pay heed to this one more demand, and that will perhaps end the issue once and for all.
Swati, Dr. Patel and the Congress is in a denial mode. For example, even 8 phases during the Lok Sabha election, 3 months were there for counting to, from the polling to the counting. And now if you put for the everything examination by the Congress or by Mr. Patel, it will take 10 days more. So do they want them? When we are, the country is in the digital era, we are in the artificial intelligence and 6G. Now the Congress is putting country to the backward, 1947. Whereas Narendra Modi wants to take country.
But there are other countries that don't use EVM backward countries.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Does Congress think so? Does Congress think so?
You don't want physical count of the votes, whether it takes 10
Why
days,
should
then also you
Why
want
should
that
you?
it should not be done.
Why should you?
That is what Rajgopalan sir is telling. Very good, sir. We appreciate your thought process. In this digital India, if you think, then again, you don't allow any paper to be put.
You know, one thing is clear, that the opposition is, of course, their argument at this. One second, Dr. Patel and Mr. Rajgopalan. The opposition's argument this time around is based on what Elon Musk has said. He said, being a techie or a tech guy myself, I'll tell you, don't trust the computers, that it should be hand counted, it should be through paper ballots. The opposition is basing their entire argument based on what Elon Musk is saying this time around. But the issue is the same. The EVMs are not being trusted. Opposition says there's trust deficit. Election Commission says it's tamper-proof, it cannot be hacked. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us.